All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. And although I don't have any Rocco wines in front of me, we have had a lot of wines from this producer, the gentleman that started Argyle Winery in Oregon. And this is his new label. It's called Rocco, which is a combination of Roland and Corby. He and his wife, their two family names there. And he was working with Argyle until he... I think 1986, no, that's when he started Argyle, until just recently anyways, when they went full-time with their own project. And this is someone that, both of this couple knows a lot about wine in Oregon and, really very knowledgeable about the vineyard sites. And two of the pioneers, really, in this area. And this is an estate, the first wine we had, the 2010 Willamette Valley Pinot, is estate fruit from the Wits End Vineyard, blended with two other vineyards. So they do have an estate vineyard, and then they buy fruit from other people that they know. Very pretty bouquet with this wine, a nice amount of fresh earth and distinct minerality just outside of Newburgh, Dundee. So you get a lot of sedimentary soil here, portion of the Chehalem Mountain. Really late vintage, this 2010, flowering in June. So left very transparent wines, a really long hang time. So the wine's developed flavors, a nice array of flavors here. This wine's got lovely strawberry and raspberry fruit in it. Very well-built Pinot Noir, a firm hand of acidity in this wine. Some tannins also shown through on the finish, but a lot of perfume and a very elegant wine, long and complex on the finish. Most excellent juice. That 2010 was one of my favorite ones. I liked it just as much as the Private Stash, which is their wine that's almost $100 a bottle. Anyways, the 2011 vintage Marsh Estate was up next, and these guys have been screw capping their wine since 2000. That's something that I really like to see, people concerned about the consistency of their product, because that is one of the things that screw caps give you, more consistency. And anyways, this vineyard here is planted on a knoll, and the blocks move around it like a compass, rolling south to east and then to north. And the aspects cause the difference in this vineyard in the fruit. So a very charming vintage, this 2011, the coldest vintage since 1954. Wow, some of the fruit was picked at the end of October. Really tiny crop, but near perfect if you like a classic year like this. Really pretty floral notes, really lovely nuanced bouquet here. Some fresh earth showing as well. The soils here, marine, sedimentary also, old ocean floor, that sandstone and shale. Really notice the minerality in these wines. They all have a really a sense of place to them. They're lower in alcohol, 12.5% alcohol. That's why we drink wine, for the alcohol. Don't you know that? Well, I mean, you just have to drink a little bit more of this stuff. But really lovely nuance in all these wines. Lovely floral notes. This wine does see some time in new oak, so you get a little bit of spice. But these wines are not about the oak. They are about a place, the place where they come from. These wines definitely have that sense of place to them. And the Rocco Clawson Creek Vineyard, this is just 10 minutes away, but a little lower elevation, a little warmer site here. And a big vollop of Wadensville clone, a specific type of clone. And really nice spice and nuance in this wine. Really lovely perfume, exotic spices, wild strawberry and raspberry fruits. And a gentleman worked at Montelena and then on to Switzerland and fell in love with Pinot Noir. And then on to the Adelaide Hills in Australia, another area where they make really nice Pinot Noir. And started, Argyle moved to Oregon in 1986. And 12 years ago, they planted this vineyard at Wits End. And like I said, they used some other fruits also. And this is really lovely spiced wine here, just like all these wines. Really lovely savory quality to the finish. That's what you get when you make wines with lower alcohol, higher acid, and smooth tannins in this wine. Really nice, pretty floral nuance through the finish. Excellent juice. But man, I still like the first wine that's a blend of the three vineyards better. And, a lot of times when people think better, they think of more expensive, like the Private Stash, which this is Wits End Vineyard, their home vineyard, and then 2009 vintage, just very voluptuous and beautiful, warm, generous. Only 300 cases of this wine produced. The 7th vintage of this wine. It's the top selection of all the fruit from that year. It's not made every year, but really sweet and liqueur-like on the nose. A host of brown spices, some brown dry floral notes, rather. Nice complexity on the nose. And these guys farmed for the Druin family for over 20 years. Also, so they learned a lot about the traditional style of farming and how they did things in the motherland in Burgundy from these guys. This wine's a big Pinot Noir, though, much bigger in size than the first three wines. Some pomegranate and cherry fruit, liqueur-like concentration, a nice amount of spice, and still zesty and balanced on the finish. This wine, most excellent. But like I said, man, I think I like the first wine just as much and it's a third of the cost. But great stuff with Rocco Wineries. I'm your host, Andrew Lamposoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.